This is Leo Tolstoy. He's saying on Anarchy. He says, the anarchists are right in everything. This is written in 1900. In the negation of the existing order, and in the assertion that without authority there could be in the assertion that without authority there could not be worse violence than that of authority under existing conditions. They are mistaken only in thinking that anarchy can be instituted by a violent revolution. So Leo Tolstoy obviously was a pacifist. But it will be instituted only by there being more and more people who do not require the protection of governmental power, and by there being more and more people who will be ashamed of applying this power. A little bit of shame to the NYPD maybe would be good. The capitalistic organization will pass into the hands of the workers, and then there will be no more oppression of these workers, and no unequal distribution of earnings. That's Marxist. But who will establish the works? Who will administer them? That's anarchist. It will go on of its own accord. The workmen themselves will arrange everything. That's Marxist. But the capitalistic organization was established just because, for every practical affair, there is need for administrators furnished with power. If there be work, there will be leadership, administrators with power. And when there is power, there will be abuse of it, the very thing against which you are now striving. So anarchists brought up that if there's work, there will always be administrators, and there will be power to be abused. To the question how to be without a state, without courts, armies, and so on, an answer cannot be given, because the question is badly formulated. Now this is Tolstoy again. The problem is not how to arrange a state after the pattern of today, or after a new pattern. Neither I nor any of us is appointed to settle that question. So that's nice. This is the humility of anarchism, is that you can criticize it, but we're just trying to create space for a discussion. But though voluntarily, yet inevitably, must we answer the question, how shall I act faced with the problem whichever arises before me? Am I to submit my conscience to the acts taking place around me? Am I to proclaim myself in agreement with government, which hangs erring men, sends soldiers to murder, demoralizes nations with opium and spirits, and so on? Or am I to submit my actions to conscience, i.e. not participate in government, the actions of which are contrary to reason? What will be the outcome of this? What kind of government will there be? Of all this I know nothing. Not that I don't wish to know, but that I cannot. I only know that nothing evil can result from my following the higher guidance of wisdom and love, or wise love, which is implanted in me, just as nothing evil comes of the bee following the instinct implanted in her, and flying out of the hive with a swarm, we should say, to ruin. But I repeat, I do not wish to and cannot judge about this. Let's see how long this is. It's pretty long. He's talking about Christ. This is Christian anarchism, they call it. So he's talking about love and wisdom and blah, blah, blah. We'll cut through all this. There you go. Here goes a nice ending, conclusion right here. To use violence is impossible. It will only cause reaction. To join the ranks of the government is also impossible. One would only become its instrument. One course therefore remains: to fight the government by means of thought, speech, action, life, neither yielding to government nor joining its ranks and thereby increasing its power. This alone is needed, will certainly be successful. And this is the will of God, the teaching of Christ. There can only be one permanent revolution, a moral one, the regeneration of the inner man. How is this revolution to take place? Nobody knows how it will take place in humanity, but every man feels it clearly in himself. And yet in our world, everybody thinks of changing humanity, and nobody thinks of changing himself. And that's the whole idea, is that it's easy to criticize and project, and harder to... Hey, what's up, man? You came in, we were just reading